So let's say it actually happens. Giannis gets traded to the Miami Heat. What does their season actually look like? Not vibes, a real prediction. So I built it out, the win total, the seeding, the playoff path, all the way to a title number. To be clear up front, this trade hasn't happened, and every number you're about to see is a projection. Let's run the season. Here's the plan. First, the regular season, how many games this team wins and where they seed. Then the bracket, round by round, who they'd have to get through. Then the title odds at the end of it. And finally, the most likely single outcome. This is a simulation, not a prophecy, so I'll show my work and my assumptions. Let's start with the regular season. This is game as culture. Quick thing before the model runs. If you like season simulations built on numbers instead of hot takes, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. Now, the regular season. Start with wins. Plug in MVP level Giannis into Miami's defense and structure, and the model lands around 55 wins. That's a top 3 seed in the East comfortably, not the 60 plus win monster some will expect, because the East is deep and the shooting fit takes time. But 55 wins is firmly in the contender tier. That's the floor this trade buys. And here's the shape of those wins, because it matters. This wouldn't be a track meet. With Giannis and Bam anchoring the back line, Miami projects as a top 3 defense that grinds games into the mud and wins them in the half court. The offense climbs to merely good, paced by Giannis in the paint rather than a flood of threes. That defense-first identity is exactly the kind that travels in the playoffs, which is why their postseason projection actually outruns their regular season one. Why not more? 2 reasons, and they're honest ones. First, chemistry. New superstar pairings almost always start slower than the talent suggests. It takes months to figure out spacing and roles. Second, the East is brutal. The champion Knicks and a pile of good teams will steal games. So 55 is the realistic number, with real upside if the fit clicks early. The bracket. Now the fun part, the playoff path. As a top 3 seed, the model has Miami handling round 1, surviving a physical second round, and then running straight into the gauntlet, a conference finals against the defending champion Knicks. That series is the whole season. Win it, and they're playing for a title. Lose it, and this becomes a great team that ran into a better one. And here's why that Knicks series is the hinge. Miami's identity in this simulation is defense, the best two-way frontcourt in the league with Giannis and Bam. New York's identity is offense and continuity, a champion that's seen everything. So it becomes the oldest playoff question there is. Can an elite defense slow down a proven, balanced champion 4 times? That single series swings the entire projection. So I ran that matchup repeatedly, and it's close, but the champs hold a slight edge. In the simulation, Miami takes the Knicks roughly 45% of the time. Flip a few bounces, get the shooting right, and it's a coin flip. But continuity and a ring count for something. More often than not, narrowly, the model sides with New York. And one variable swings the entire thing: health. The model assumes Giannis and Bam stay mostly available. If either misses real time, the win total sinks and the title odds crater, because there is simply no replacing that two-way frontcourt on the roster. Flip it the other way, full health plus an early chemistry breakthrough, and that's the path where Miami actually leaps the champs. Most of the spread in this simulation traces straight back to those two staying on the floor. Quick halftime note, if season models and playoff sims are your thing, subscribe, it's free and it genuinely helps. Now, let's get to the title odds. The title odds. So put it all together into one number. Across the full simulation, this Heat team wins the championship around 18% of the time. They reach the finals far more often than that. But the combination of a tough conference and a proven champion means most paths still end short. 18% doesn't sound huge, but for one trade, going from long shot to genuine title contender is enormous. For context on that number, only one team can win it all, and a deep East means several real contenders split the odds. An 18% title chance would put Miami among the top 2 or 3 favorites in the entire league. That's the bar a trade like this clears, not a coronation, but a legitimate top-of-the-board shot at a ring. To frame that 18%, picture the whole field. The champion Knicks, a Wembanyama-led Spurs team, the usual Western powers, all splitting the same pie. In a league this deep, 18% isn't a consolation prize. It's the kind of number reserved for the 2 or 3 best teams alive. So this isn't a long shot dressed up as hope. It's a legitimate top-of-the-board title case, manufactured in a single trade. The most likely outcome. So if you make me pick the single most likely season, a top 3 seed, around 55 wins, and a heartbreaking conference finals loss to the Knicks in 6 or 7 games. Close enough to taste it, not quite enough to finish it in year 1. That's the most probable story. The title comes later, once the fit is seasoned, if it comes at all. And that's actually the optimistic read of a year 1 superstar trade. Most new pairings don't reach a conference finals immediately. The spacing, the roles, the chemistry all take time. If Miami pushes the champs to the brink in the very first season, that's a foundation that only gets more dangerous in year 2. The arrow points up, even if the trophy waits. And the scariest part for the rest of the league is year 2. Everything I just simulated assumes a brand new pairing still learning each other's timing, spacing, and roles. Give Giannis and Bam a full offseason together, a season of reps, and the right shooters added around them, and the title odds only climb from here. This projection is the floor of the partnership, not the ceiling. The first season is just the down payment on something bigger. Where could the model be wrong? In both directions. If the shooting fits fast and Bam and Giannis click early, they could leap the Knicks and this becomes a title in year 1. If the trade guts their depth or the spacing never works, they could stall a round earlier. A simulation is a range of outcomes, not a promise. I'm giving you the center of that range. So that's the projection. Around 55 wins, a top 3 seed, an 18% title shot, and most likely a brutal conference finals loss to the champs. Do you think Giannis and the Heat would do better than my model says, or worse? And remember, this all rides on a trade that hasn't happened yet. Tell me below. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.